Hello everyone, my name is Philip, the editor for the Bun Squad, and welcome back to yet another update video for the channel. I apologize that you are not hearing from Zen yet again in one of these update videos, but you guys just have to, accept the fact that I am now the host of this channel. Zen is long gone, and I am now the host of Zenith Warrior Princess. No, I'm kidding. There is a very good reason as to why Zen herself has not been able to upload any videos or record any videos. In fact, she was actually the one who made last month's update. And, well, simply put, the people who have been fixing her laptop have been kinda a little bitty tiny bit shitty. Wow, that rhymes. So, yeah, let's start with that. I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Like always, I don't want to keep this going for too long. So, let's get started. Let's start off with why exactly during this past month there have been not only no Bun Squad videos, but just no videos, period. So on my end, I was supposed to upload the blooper reel, but unfortunately, there was a bunch of stuff that came up on my end. When I say blooper reel, of course, I mean the blooper reel for the first 3 arcs of the Bun Squad before heading into the spare arc. So yeah, in terms of stuff that's been on my end, it's just been school. I have no real other big, in detail thing there. It's just school's been keeping me. I know I said I was going to have the blooper reel out within like 2 weeks after the last update video, but then school hit and I've had to delay it. I'm not going to give an exact date for when the blooper reel will be out, but just know that it is still going to be coming out before the Danganronpa 1 review. So yeah, look forward to that. That's still coming. Sorry for the massive delay on that, especially since the story compilation's already been out for like, I think almost 2 months by this point. So yeah, apologies for the delay on that. But as for like everything else, so essentially, we were hoping to have this whole ordeal with Zen's laptop done by like at least the middle of April, but unfortunately, there have been some major delays, all coming from the person or the company who were fixing Zen's laptop to begin with. Now, I'm not going to speak for Zen on this. She's going to have a lot to explain on her own time. She's already going to explain a lot on Lewis's streams. That's Linkara for those who don't know. She's going to explain a lot, on the next one she appears on, but she'll probably also explain the entire situation going forward, in another update video, like another separate update video, or just another video in general, just sometime soon. But just to give the abridged version from my point of view, which is going to be nowhere near as angry, although still pretty angry, because holy fuck, they led her around in a goddamn circle. Just to give the abridged version, essentially they kept pushing back the day again and again and again and again as to when her laptop was actually supposed to be in, until eventually they were like, oh, well, essentially in order to fix the laptop, we need to put in a new motherboard because the motherboard is somehow damaged. Even though the issue that, she brought in the laptop for to begin with was to do with the charging port, because the charging port wouldn't, she'd have to like hold it in a specific way so it would actually charge, otherwise it just wouldn't charge whatsoever. Somehow that has to do with the motherboard, which I don't understand at all, but okay, whatever. And then they just kept taking like, weeks and weeks and weeks to just freaking do that. And now eventually, like about a week ago, they were like, okay, so you see, our manufacturer didn't have, they didn't have the motherboard in stock or whatever. That part I'm a bit fuzzy on, so that may not be entirely accurate. But essentially they were like, oh, well, we can't fix the laptop entirely, so we're going to ship it back to you and we're going to refer to you, or refer you to another laptop that's that has similar specs and is of similar quality to this one, and we're gonna help you pick that one out and buy it. And she did, from what I know, Zen did get at least part of her money back. She got it refunded. So at the very least, that's good. But just, God, it's been a headache and a half trying to like communicate with them for like over a month now. I swear to God, I feel like, because for those who don't know, over on my personal channel, me and Zen have a series called Phasing Forward, where essentially me and her review the or Phase 4 of the MCU as it comes out. And for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, essentially, I had to like get the voice actress for Chiaki, Michelle, to join me for the entirety of that series because Zen couldn't join me for any of those videos. Because essentially, like, she had to she took it in like just as that series was starting up. That's how long she's had her laptop out, you know, getting repaired. Well, quote unquote getting repaired, because it's not even repaired now. So, you know, it's been in for like a month and a half at this point, and we're just ready to get back to work. You know, we're gonna take it take it, you know, slow. You know, we don't want to rush things, of course, but you know, we're just ready to freaking get back into it, because I swear to God, not only would the Danganronpa 1 review be out by now, probably the next review after that would have probably been out by now as well, because, you know, at this point, it's been like, you know, because all we needed to do, we had the script done. We got the script for the Danganronpa review done and finished, and then you know, Zen wanted to take her laptop in quickly so she could get it repaired. And now we haven't been able to move forward with that goddamn video because, you know, we've had to wait for the laptop, because Zen can't record without her laptop. So now, literally, once Zen gets her laptop back, all we need to do is just have her record the video, and then me and Nick edit it, and then that's it. It'll be done for you guys. So with that being said, the review is going to happen. Finally, god damn it, the review for Danganronpa 1 is finally going to happen. We currently have it scheduled for, I believe, early to mid-June, around there. However, depending on how fast we go with the production, then it may come out still by the end of May, but I don't want to make any promises. For now, I'm going to keep it at early to mid-June, but it may potentially come out by the end of May, but I don't know. We don't know, essentially. It all depends. Her laptop's apparently coming back within like the next day or two, so, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to finish it by the end of May, but if not, then it's coming out early to mid-June, so just so you know. So that's finally coming, that's gonna finally come out, and then after that, unfortunately, the rest of the Despair arc has kind of taken a bit of a hit, because now we've had to push back everything, including Xenoween, and I'll get to that in a second. But essentially, we've had to push back everything, so the way we currently have things scheduled right now is the remainder of the Despair arc is now going to be, you know, coming out throughout the entirety of 2021, and all the other stuff that we were planning for the second half of the year that Zen has talked about in, you know, one of her other videos. I believe it was her 2020 in review video, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of the stuff that we had planned for the second half of the year, like introducing some new shows like Zen Comics and Zen Wrestling, or Zen Wrestle. We still haven't determined like what we're going to call it. Zen Wrestle, Zen Wrestling. We'll figure that out later. As well as jumping into the Fate series, which we've been teasing for a while now. All that stuff's unfortunately going to have to be pushed back to 2022, like around mid to, like, or just throughout the entirety of the year, really. So all that stuff's going to, you know, have to be pushed back to then. But for the remainder of the year, we're going to be doing the Despair arc and hopefully getting all that done before 2022 comes around. But before the Danganronpa 1 review comes out, I do want to say that we are going to have a few more videos coming out to hold you over. For starters, like I said, the blooper reel will finally be coming out. Again, no release date on that, because I don't want to promise anything like I did last time and then it didn't happen. So no release date on that, but I will say that it is going to come out before the Danganronpa 1 review. Danganronpa 1. I'm sounding American, man. I can't believe it. That was a really bad American accent, and I'm usually good at American accents. What the fuck? But on top of that, we're also going to have some, you know, archives from Zen's original channel, which is now Zenith and Crew, which you guys should go check out. You know, but a lot of archive videos from that original channel are going to be released to the new channel, which is this one. They're going to be released, you know, in the, you know, like when Zen gets her laptop back, so when we release Danganronpa 1, you're going to see a bunch of those videos just uploaded. So, you know, give those a watch. I know some of you don't watch the archived videos since they're not new, but, you know, it always helps when we get some eyes on them, just to get some, you know, a little more views back on them, you know, with them being moved over to a new channel. So yeah, those will be coming out before the Danganronpa 1 review. Some archive releases from the Disney debate and what have you, as well as the blooper reel for the Bun Squad. Those will be coming out before Danganronpa 1. On top of that, the poll that we had for patrons that was going to be closing with the Danganronpa 1 review, we've decided to close that early. So essentially, we had a poll going for patrons where it was essentially determining the order of the next 3 videos after the Danganronpa 1 review. It was going to determine the order of what came first. And essentially, that was supposed to end with the Danganronpa 1 review, but because we've had to delay that review for so long, and we really had to, like, begin planning for after that video, and, like, how we... just to get things ready, and so we can, like, have a good production flow and get everything, you know, done back to back to back. Because of that, we've decided to end the poll early, because, you know, by now, the poll would have ended already if the review had actually come out, so we've decided to end that now. And the order of videos coming out that are going to be coming out after Danganronpa 1 is going to be Edge of Destruction for Zen-Who, then the Captain Buggy arc for History of One Piece, and then the review for Danganronpa the Animation for Zen Anime. That is the order that those reviews are going to be coming out in. Is the Buggy arc a review? Is History of One Piece in general reviews? Who cares? Moving on. So yeah, that's all the information regarding, you know, the Despair arc, in terms of, like, you know, how we've had to push it back and what's coming out, you know, before the Danganronpa 1 review. That's all that information right there. However, with that being said, there are 2 videos for the Despair arc that we've decided to add. We've added 2 new reviews to the Despair arc because there have been some changes behind the scene, or things that have popped up behind the scene. So first and foremost, we are going to have our very first patron requested review, and we are going to be adding it into the Despair arc because essentially what we have listed for the patron requests for, like, on the Patreon itself, essentially the way we've listed it is that you get 1 review every 6 months, as long as you're pledged after the 6 months, the last time you pledged for that tier, if that makes sense. So essentially, we want to have those reviews out within the 6 months, when someone requested the thing that that they want us to review. So because of that, before Xenoween even, which again, I'll get to that in a second, before Xenoween even, we are going to be inserting this patron requested review, which is going to be another Zen TV episode, and it will be on season 1 of Transformers Animated. Some may think it's a little bit weird that we're jumping into Transformers with animated, and we're not having taken a look at the G1 shows or Beast Wars or the fucking Shia LaBeouf movies. But hey, this is what happens when someone requests a review via Patreon, and you can do so too by going to fucking Zenith Warrior Princess on Patreon and on Patreon, and pledging $20 to us. Shill. But seriously, it does mean the world to us. If you would go ahead and pledge, any amount of money really, on Patreon. If you pledge $3, then you get access to the Discord. Okay, I'll shut up now. This fucking update video is all over the place. I'm sorry, everyone. So that's the first one that's being added. It's Transformers Animated, Zen TV. The second one that's being animated, I'm mixing up my words. The second one that's being added is it has to do with Xenoween, and now we're finally going to be coming around and talking about Xenoween. So, originally for 2021, we were going to have an 80s theme to Xenoween, because essentially we decided that every year Xenoween should have a theme. Like last year's we've retroactively made it like a monster theme throughout the month, because we did Monster Prom. Michael Myers is one of like the biggest monsters or Halloween monsters in the genre of horror. And I guess you can technically count the Dark Crystal. We're stretching it with that one, but like either way, monsters was the theme for 2020. And for 2021, our theme was going to be 80s classics. Unfortunately, because we've now had to like push the despair arc, you know, back into October and to the end of the year. Because of that, we've had to change up, you know, our plans for Xenoween this year, and unfortunately, it's not going to be stretched out across the entire month like it would otherwise be, and how we're going to, you know, be doing it for every year going forward, and how we did it last year. So, but we didn't want to leave this year with absolutely no Xenoween content, so instead, we are going to have Xenoween this year, but as a one-off. So it's not going to be throughout the entirety of October, but instead it is going to be a one-off Xenoween episode. So what is it going to be? Well, some of you may have already seen this on Twitter already, or on the Discord or Patreon. But essentially, it's going to be a Zen Movies episode, and we're going to have it be determined via a poll. And you don't even need to be a patron in order to vote for this poll. You know, this poll can be accessed by absolutely everyone. It'll be in the link in the description below, or it'll be in the description below. And it's going to be a Zen Movies episode because it's just easier to, you know, handle a movie on short notice than anything else. And we have decided that we're going to have 6 options for this poll, and a bunch of people have already voted. So the 6 options is the 1931 classic Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, Phantasm from 1979, Hellraiser from 1987, Leprechaun from 1993, 28 Days Later from 2002, and 10 Cloverfield Lane from 2016. We've already, of course, talked about the original Cloverfield, so I was like, hey, you know, we don't have it, you know, on the schedule for, you know, like for the short term, so why not? Let's put 10 Cloverfield Lane on here. So if you want to see a continuation of Zen's thoughts on the Cloverfield series, then you can vote for that. Currently, Dracula is winning, which I'm happy about because that was also my vote. You know, just being a little transparent there and showing a little favoritism. But yeah, so that poll is going to be going until August 1st. So you have plenty of time. You know, you have 3 months from now. I'll be reminding people in a couple of other update videos that we have from now to then. And yeah, that is the current plan. So just to recap a little bit, videos are starting back up. You know, Zen's laptop's going to be coming in within the next day or two. When we get, or I should say when she gets it, we're going to be heading right back into Danganronpa 1. All we have left is the recording and editing. Script is 100% complete. And then after that, video should hopefully just start falling like dominoes again. Excuse me, my throat decided to be weird there for a second. But yeah, video should start falling like dominoes again, and you know, expect the blooper reel for the Bun Squad up until now to come out before the Danganronpa review comes out, and on top of that, we have 2 other videos coming out for the Despair arc. The Transformers animated review for Zen TV, which has been sponsored by our first $20 patron, and the one-off Xenoween episode for this year, which will be voted on by you guys. Link in the description below and on the pinned comment probably. And that's about it. Again, sorry for the delay, everyone. We are truly sorry for things just being delayed and delayed and delayed, but we're finally coming back, and I swear to God, the Danganronpa 1 review and the Despair arc are going to be, you know, worth the wait. They are absolutely going to be worth the wait, and there are a lot of things that we can't wait to show you guys. And yeah, it's about all we have to say. Until next time, I'm screwing up the ending now. Until next time, I'm Philip, and Zen and I will catch you guys very soon. Take care, everyone.